He's an NFL star with fancy footwork on and off the field.
And now he's dressing up those feet with his new luxury sock line. Super Bowl champion Plaxico Burress, welcome.
Thank you. How's everything going?
Everything's going great,
good,
especially now that you're here. And you brought socks. Let's talk about your new sock collection. Why socks? How'd you come up with this idea?
You know, I got started wearing, fancy, feet, as you would say. Socks about 10, 11 years ago. Paul Smith, Richard James, and I kind of just said to myself, I wanted to venture out on my own, and here I am, 10, 11 years later with my own sock collection.
Let me see one of those socks and tell us what makes this one different than all the other collections that are out right now.
Hey man, when you put it on, it just feels like butter.
I like the feel of it too. Feels like butter. Okay.
Feels like butter. Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
I gotta feel the butter.
But Plaxico's here. You don't have to pick. Oh, come on.
Okay, let's feel the butter. Oh, it just slides right on like that.
Sorry, Plaxico.
Well, you have to try the product.
Oh, good. There you go, Shannon.
It feels good and it looks good.
All right. This little pig went to market.
I'll take my feet off the table now.
Very fashionable.
Thank you, Shannon. Okay. That was one beautiful, beautiful presentation.
Okay.
It's interesting because men don't have a lot of accessories to play with. So you have ties and watches, and you also have socks. Is that one of the things that drew you to socks?
Yeah, my ultimate goal is to eventually establish a whole collection. Venture off into ties, cufflinks, bow ties, maybe even belts. To create a whole fine men accessories line, and it's a lot of work ahead of us, but you just gotta kick the door in some way. So I started with the socks to put my foot in the door.
Yeah, so you're gonna work from the ground up.
From the sole of your feet.
All right.
Now I hung out with you recently at Fashion Week here in New York.
Look at you name dropping.
We had to hit up some shows.
Fashion Week.
We hung a little bit.
Yeah. So did you have any favorite shows, and did you come up with any cool ideas for your upcoming collection?
Oh man, the Edwin D'Angelo show was really nice.
Okay.
I really thought that his design and the collection was, it was outside of the box. With the way that he was designing certain things. I saw a pair of capri pants that he made that I would wear. Very fashionable. That was nice. That was like leather with the sweat on the bottom of the knee. That was nice.
Plaxico, you would wear a pair of capri pants. I would pay to see that.
Yeah, probably in capri.
Capri, yes, very smart. Okay, in capri. That makes sense. That makes sense.
So do you ever think about expanding your collection, not only to the bow ties and things you mentioned, but any football gear, like jerseys or anything like that?
Athletic sock has been on my mind. I think it would only be right to to venture into an athletic sock, being that I have played football for 13 years professionally. So it's some thoughts and designs going in the back of my head to create a collection of a athletic sock, and maybe venture off into a Foot Locker or a Foot Action or some different things like that. Do some collaboration with some limited edition sneakers. So sky's the limit. So we'll see what happens.
So like a Kanye Air Yeezy, you'll have like a Air Plaxi or something like that.
Tell Yeezy to holler at me.
Okay.
All right. Well, speaking of football, take us back to where it all began for you in 2000 when you got the call for the NFL draft. What was going through your mind, and what happened at that moment?
It was just, like dream come true. Excited, afraid, scared all at the same time.
Really?
I didn't think I was good enough where I got drafted at being the 8th pick. And you work your whole life to to reach a goal and to fulfill a dream and to actually get the opportunity to live it. Kind of like sit you back in your seat a little bit. You're like, man, wow, I made it. I really did it, and I just took it from there on. And 14 years later, I'm still in the game, still playing, which is a blessing and a testament. And I'm just happy where I'm at.
Now I don't know a lot about football, but apparently you're a really, really, really big deal, they tell me. And you went on to help the Giants win a Super Bowl, and you scored the game-winning touchdown. Yes. That's like out of a movie.
So you mean to tell me you're in New York and you don't know that the New York Giants won the Super Bowl back in 2007?
I know that the New York Giants win, but I didn't know that you scored the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, I did. Growing
What's that moment like? You're in the end zone and you're running, and there you are.
It's indescribable. I mean, how many kids, throughout the world and throughout the country, you know, walk down the street throwing the football up in the air, you know, counting down the seconds, you know, I won the game. And to actually, you know, have the chance to, you know, to live out that dream, I mean, it was an indescribable moment. And, you know, people walk up to me every day and, you know, say something about it. And it's just something that I'm a part of, great history. And it was a great moment in my life.
So did you really go to Disneyland after that?
I didn't go to Disneyland. They sent my quarterback.
They sent your quarterback.
Yeah, they
Okay.
sent me.
Well, on the heels of that Super Bowl win, you know, life took a drastic turn for you. So for the last time, let's put all the rumors to rest. Tell us what exactly happened that night at the New York City Club when you shot yourself in the leg.
Well, you know, it was a decision that, you know, I shouldn't have made, you know, obviously. And, you know, I went through what I went through. And, you know, people say that, you know, the brightest light shines from the darkest places. And, you know, going through that, you know, I really found out, you know, the people around me who really cared about me. And, you know, my support system was really strong. You know, they really supported me. You know, it was a tough time, but at the same time, you know, it made me a better person. You know, I came through it on the back end, and, you know, I got back into doing what I love to do, playing football. And, you know, I'm still going strong. And like I said, it's a testament for me to still be playing, you know, 14 years, you know, since 2000. I mean, it's only me and Tom Brady from my draft still left on the NFL roster. So
did you feel like the sentence was unfair, Plaxico? I mean, there are people who get away literally with murder, and you shot yourself and had to serve nearly 2 years in prison. That, to me, sounds a bit unjust.
You know, I mean, different strokes for different folks, you know, I would say. You know, everybody gets treated differently. You know, just look at, you know, a lot of things that's going on in the world. You know, I was different emotions at the time, bitterness, you know, upset. But at the same time, you know, I kind of brought it on myself. So I looked myself in the mirror and dealt with that first. And, you know, like I said, it was a lot of emotions at the time, but, you know, I can't argue where I'm at now. So, you know, I just, you know, I smile every day and I'm happy.
So after 20 months in prison, did you come out a different person, and how do you think you've changed?
You know, just wiser. You know, I think every choice that you make has a consequence. And, you know, I think as long as you understand that in your decision-making process in life, you know, you'll make better, you know, decisions, you know, so you have better consequences for those choices. And I think that's one of the main things that I've learned, you know, going through that. You know, when you make decisions, make better choices, and you'll have better consequences.
I like that.
So do you think you'll ever be known for just a football star, or will that shooting incident always be the footnote?
I don't think so. You know, it's one of those things that I put behind me, and I hope everybody else will too. I mean, it's a part of me. It's a part of who I am. You know, I own it. And, you know, like I said, I wouldn't change, you know, the person that I am today, you know, going through that. So, you know, it made me a better person, and, you know, I'm still doing what I love to do. You know, I have, you know, 2 beautiful children, and, you know, still playing football, and now I'm making socks.
So what's the secret to your longevity? Because you just mentioned you and Tom Brady, the only ones still playing from your draft.
Right. You know, water and vegetables.
Water and vegetables. I like it.
Water and vegetables.
You know, water, vegetables, you know, it's just, you know, taking care of your body. And, you know, a lot of massaging and stretching and, you know, all those good things. And, you know, always working when nobody's watching. You know, I think that's one of the things that has always, you know, kept me going is that, you know, when nobody's watching, you know, I'm working. And, you know, trying to get better, always trying to improve. And, you know, like I say, you know, when you shoot for perfection, you know, you can't fall too far from the tree.
All right.
Like
We've heard about the paleo diet, but now maybe we'll do the Plaxico diet.
I like that.
Yeah.
That might be your next thing. Look it up. Okay, get into it.
I just want 10%.
There you go. You help come up with it.
I'll help you write it.
Everybody wants 10%.
Right. Everybody wants it. So
I'll help you write it.
Yeah, everybody wants 10%.
now you started your career with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and now you're back with the Pittsburgh Steelers. How does it
Right.
feel to be back with the team you've started it all off with?
You know, it's just a blessing. You know, not too many, you know, players and, you know, in this business, in this league can say that, you know, they've had the opportunity to play as long as I have and get the chance literally and physically, you know, to finish what you started and go back to where it all began. And I'm thankful for them because, you know, they overlooked, you know, everything that I've been through, brought me back to where it all began, and now I have the opportunity to retire and finish where I started, which is Pittsburgh, and, You know, I just love, I love those guys. I love the organization. I love the way that they treat me, and it just feels like home.
It's a real full circle moment for you.
No doubt about it.
So is retirement in your future at all?
Retirement, retirement's in everybody's future.
Okay. Well, how soon are you thinking?
You know, I'm not really sure.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna just keep healing up. You know,
yeah, you tore your rotator cuff.
I tore my rotator cuff in training camp. Ended up missing the whole season. So, you know, I'm just gonna heal up, see how I feel come April and May for the off-season program. You know, give it a hard push and see how I feel. If I can't do some of the things that I can, you know, do to go out and have success, then, you know, maybe it's time for me to walk away. But the competitor in me, the lion in me, the Leo, always wants to, you know, go to the top. You know, so you know, I'm gonna just keep on pushing as long as my body allows me to push it.
Love that.
Besides designing socks, what do you like to do in your downtime?
I fish. I'm an avid fisherman.
Oh, really?
I love to fish, man. And, you know, when I'm in South Florida, you know, sometimes I'm a one-man crew. I just like to be out on the water. I call the water my sanctuary.
Really?
You know, it brings me a lot of peace, and, you know, I love to fish. And
What do you like more, salt water or fresh water?
I would say salt water.
Okay.
You know, I grew up in Virginia Beach. You know, grew up crabbing. You know, eating blue crabs and all those things. But, you know, I just love to fish, man. And if anything that I could just do for the rest of my life, fish, you know, and just race cars. I'm a race car driver in my second life.
Wait,
Whoa.
fishing is so calming and so serene, and racing cars is so high energy and scary.
I'm a adrenaline junkie.
You like the adrenaline.
Yeah.
Okay, so after you race the cars, you like to relax on the pond with the fish. I got it.
Ocean.
The ocean. Sorry.
So the next interview we're doing is either in a race car or on the lake.
Or on the boat.
On the boat.
Okay.
Oh, gladly. A yacht in Capri, fishing with Plaxico.
And your capris.
I don't know who's paying for the yacht. But, but yeah.
Shannon's got it.
Yeah, I got you. Don't worry.
Shannon's
Now,
got the
before
yacht.
you go, tell us when and where we can get your socks.
Oh, you can go online at PlaxicoBurressCollection.com. Or you can go to Harlem Haberdashery and pick you up some socks in store. So, you know, hopefully, you know, it goes the way that we want it to. Just keep on pushing, keep putting out, you know, flavorful, funky, comfortable socks. And,
Flavorful and funky.
you know,
I like that.
sky's the
How much
limit.
do they retail for?
$24.
All right, that's
Not
a
bad.
nice gift, yeah.
They're worth it, Lola.
Oh, okay. Put your feet up there one more time.
Hey,
You gotta get it, right?
Hey, you got to admit they feel better than the ones you had
I
on.
know they do.
Yeah.
Let's
Those
my
athletic
feet
socks
breathe.
you had on were
see?
these.
All
now.
right.
Feet breathe.
This is a sock.
Plaxico, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck with the socks.
Thank you.
And you're watching the Rise Entertainment 360.